give the time frame and how he decided he wanted to play football to sort of get a story straight that was a little fabricated earlier in the year. Bruce, why don't you tell them how you came about when we first talked and so forth?
I talked to Coach Horn about I wanted to come out and play football because I missed it. I talked to him first before I came and ever talked to Coach Sperry about playing football. So to get the story straight, Coach Sperry never talked to me until I came to him.
He talked to Coach Horn, came talk to me, said he wanted to play football, simple as that. And I guess there was a misleading, fabricated story that I tried to recruit him, and I jilted the basketball program, and just wasn't true. But a lot of things we read aren't true, so we've come to accept it. But thank you, Bruce. Just want to get the story straight.
Everybody knows Alshon, Bruce, Stephen Garcia, Marcus Lattimore. First question is for Pete.
Stephen, we might as well just get it out of the way. What happened back in April, and how have you, coaches alluded to the lifestyle changes, things like that. How have you changed your life since then?
It's kind of a maturity thing. Back at that little seminar, it kind of got a little crazy towards the end, and the guy asked me to leave, and I left, and I ended up getting a hold of the guy the next day and apologized for what happened, and we talked and didn't think it was going to be this kind of a deal, but it happened, and it's past me, and it's a completely different kind of deal I'm working with now.
What have you done? Coaches talked about lifestyle changes. What are some of the things you've done?
Just focusing a lot more, really. I mean, that's what it comes down to, just a lot more focused.
Surely you have other questions.
Stephen, can you kind of describe what the off season has been like for you? What kind of things you've been through?
As far as the summer?
Summer.
Yeah. We had to run with, the quarterbacks had to run with these guys, and it was pretty painful trying to keep up with them. But, I lost a little bit of weight, much needed weight that I didn't lose, and, I think it was a pretty good summer workout. Actually, probably the best summer workout I've had since I've been here.
How about as far as your off-field counseling, that kind of thing?
I'm not really sure what you're asking, to be honest.
As I understand, you were put into some counseling, and what exactly was that?
No, it wasn't really counseling at all, actually. It was, I talked to the team doctor just every now and then, just to chit-chat, really. It wasn't any sort of counseling.
Just for all four of you guys, I take answers from many of you. All of you know what it's like to be under the microscope here, how glaring the spotlight can be. What advice would you have or would you give to Davian? Because the spotlight's going to be huge on him this year. Marcus, you came into it as a freshman last year. Steve, you certainly know what it's like.
Yeah, and I've talked to him a couple of times, and I just told him, just to be himself. It got him, 50 plus offers, being himself. And if he continued to do what he's been doing and, stay humble, he'll be fine.
No, I completely agree with him. As long as he just stays focused and, listens to the coaches, I think he'll be just fine.
I just think, like Marcus and Steven said, just be humble and just have a circle of friends that people you can trust, and just stay away from all the negative. I agree with these guys.
Stephen, are you hoping that today, finally, we put all of this other stuff behind you and just talk football from this point on?
Yeah, that'd be nice, but I'm sure that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I've been dealing with it since I first got here, my first month here. So I've developed some pretty thick hide, so I'm used to it. I hope that it's passed, but if it's not, then it's not. It is what it is.
I'm sorry, Stephen, it's not.
Okay.
There's an old saying, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me.
Mm-hmm.
So you've had a couple of incidents. Tell South Carolina fans, why can they trust you now?
They just have to, I guess. I'm asking them to. I feel like I've, talked with Coach Sperry a lot this offseason, and, our relationship has, improved a lot since this whole thing transpired, and hopefully they take me back one more time.
How about the leave the off-field stuff aside? Just Coach has talked in the past about he wishes you were more of a student of the game and that kind of thing. Can you just talk about that part of it? How much that has developed? Do you think in you now compared to whatever, a couple, 2-3 years ago or so?
Well, I mean, I've been watching a lot more film, I would say, and drawing up, the ball plays, as he says, and, trying to know where everybody's going at all times, and, recognizing coverages a lot faster. As far as that goes, I've just been doing a lot of that more than I have ever been.
You guys seem closer than you have in years past. Have y'all developed any kind of sense back here in the back? Have you developed any kind of a sense of not wanting to let the guy beside you down, knowing that this is an opportunity that's in front of you, there's so much talent on this team that you want to make sure each and every one of you does your own part to make sure that this opportunity doesn't slip away? I mean, Marcus, you seem like you've really taken a leadership role.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're here, together all day, every day. And, we have no choice but to build relationships and, be close as a team. And, I just feel like I can trust all of these guys beside me and trust everybody on the offensive line. Just trust the whole team, and, we're going to have some positive things come out of this year, I think.
This is a question for all the players right here. South Carolina has never really gotten a whole lot of respect in the SEC. Always been picked middle of the pack. How does it feel to be picked to win the East and to be the top dog right now?
I mean, it's a normal feeling to me because we just got to listen to our coaches and stay humble about it. I mean, you can pick anyone to win it. I'm sure no one picked Auburn to win it last year. So I mean, it's not where you start; it's where you end up at. So I mean, we just got to stay humble and just stay focused.
Agreed.
Well said, Elson.
Up here, Stephen.
Travis.
When this all happened this summer, did your life kind of flash before your eyes again, your USC life, I guess, kind of like 2008? Did you wonder if you were going to get another shot to come back?
Yeah, definitely. I was even contemplating giving myself a second shot. It was a rough spring I had. And thankfully I had Marcus and Alshon and the rest of the players on the team that took to the Twitter accounts and Facebooks and stuff, and really put it in my head that I really love these guys a lot, and I'm very thankful to still be here, and it's that made the difference. I think just having the players on the team have my back like they did, and it meant a lot to me.
So when Coach suggested that you might transfer or could look somewhere else, do you remember what that conversation was like and what you said to him?
The same thing it was back in 2008 when I got in trouble for the second time, I think it was. He said, if you want to transfer, you can, we'll sign the papers or whatever. And what I told him then and what I told him again is that, Coach, I, committed to play here, and, I'm going to finish out my career here. And that's, thankfully, Mr. Hyman took me back and Coach Berger took me back, and, hopefully the fans will as well.
Stephen, what possibilities are there this season to kind of maybe repair your legacy, and what exactly do you want your legacy to be once you play your final down here?
I'm not really worried about my legacy per se. I'm more worried about the team in general. The ultimate goal, of course, is to win the SEC championship, and if you do that, you have a pretty good shot at winning the national championship, as the past 5 years has indicated. That's all I'm really worried about, to be honest.
To follow up on that, Stephen, I think you definitely have a chance to leave here as the school's all-time leading career leader in both passing yardage and touchdown passes. How much thought do you give to that? And also for Alshon, how much thought do you give to maybe to becoming the all-time leading receiver by the end of this year?
I mean, I don't really think about it unless somebody brings it up, to be honest. But it's not really about that for us. We're both team guys, I think, and the team in general is just everybody's worried about each other, not individual. So I think that's what makes this team a lot different than years past since I've been here.
Man, I don't really think about it. I mean, it's a great accomplishment if it happens. Because I mean, I give credit to my teammates, my coaches, and everyone helping me. Well, the main thing I'm concerned about is us winning and stay focused and just taking one game at a time and staying healthy and getting better every day.
Marcus, to your left over here, do you recall how old you were when you first heard about the Heisman Trophy, the first maybe Heisman Trophy ceremony you watched, and what it would mean to win that?
The last one I remember watching was when Sam Bradford won it, and it would mean a lot, to be honest with you. And you know, the last two Heisman winners have a national championship, so that's a team award, and it would be great to win it.
Do you remember the first time, though, that you paid attention to the Heisman?
First time I saw it was when Sam Bradford.
Stephen, what are some of the specific things on the field that you need to get better at in the next few weeks before the season begins?
Recognize the coverage a lot faster. You know, I feel like I'm getting there. But, you know, recognizing the coverage faster and getting the ball to the open area of the defense. And, you know, that's always been the main concern, really, since I've been here. You know, it's also been, you know, take your steps and just throw the ball and, you know, don't take sacks and don't turn the ball over. But, you know, I think recognizing the defense is probably one of the main things I need to focus on.
You feel like you're throwing the ball better than you ever have before?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Stephen, so much of a quarterback's game is just having confidence in the guys he's around him and that he's throwing to. Could you talk about the hands maybe of the fellas sitting around you, and could the guys talk about how they feel like their hands are such an important part of their game and what they do?
I mean, it's easy throwing guys like these guys, really. You know, they get a lot of separation from the defenders. You know, it's when they're wide open, it's hard to miss them. And, you know, you feel miserable if you do, but you know, these guys catch everything that you throw at them, and you know, they're just wide open all the time, and it makes it a lot easier.
Can you talk about your hands a little bit? Does that make you what you are, you think?
I mean, I think it's maybe it's my work ethic, like catching the ball a lot. Where I have to give most of my credit. I mean, it's God's gift ability, I guess.
Stephen, two parts. First, how important was it to improve your relationship with your head coach? And two, are you in graduate school or are you taking undergraduate courses? And if so, what courses are you taking?
Well, I mean, it was pretty vital to me staying here, you know, as far as improving my relationship with Coach Spurrier. You know, Miss Spurrier has been great as well. You know, she was right there, you know, when the whole thing went down, and, you know, she helped me get through it a lot. But I mean, we probably have the best relationship we've had since, you know, he was recruiting me out of high school, which, you know, I think is a big step towards you know, a successful season for me, really, individually. But as far as classes go, I am not taking graduate classes. I'm taking a few online classes, a Navy SEAL warfare class that I thought would be pretty interesting, and I think archery is another class.
All right. Online archery?
Marcus, can you talk about how last year ended? Was that a little extra motivation this year, maybe going into the offseason?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we don't want to feel that way, you know, that we felt at the Auburn game or at the Florida State game. Hate losing, and, you know, it was motivation going into the summer, and we worked hard as we could, and now we're working even harder, getting ready for the season.
What about personally that hit you took by Gregory? Just get knocked out like that, was that a little extra, you know, maybe?
Well, I don't remember, I mean, what happened, but yeah, it was kind of motivation.